world's been locked down. But more than keeping calm, we all choose to carry on. We will always move forward together. Now, we rethink. In charge of
RadicalRevolutionaries.com.
You're listening to Radical Revolutionaries Podcast with your hosts, Justin Sampson, Carlos Becerra, and Luis Zuniga.
Alright, what's up, everybody? The echo's still going. Justin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up, everybody? This is producer Louis. Welcome to the Radical Revolutionaries Network. RadicalRevolutionaries.com is a place to be. This show is brought to you by Action Book, where people organize and our national.
Once again, thank you, People's Tribune. Check them out at People's Tribune.
The small businesses, they feel the vibe of the neighborhood. They're all different in a beautiful way. We have to keep these places alive. We have to keep our communities together. That's how we get through this.
Hello, everyone. I have something to ask you. Will you add your name to join my campaign? We still have a long way to go if we're going to defeat Donald Trump and the Republicans in November. The stakes have never been higher, and I'm counting on grassroots supporters like you to build our team. So please add your name and join us.
Radical Revolutionary Network with your host, Justin Sampson. Radical Revolutionary
LA. LA.
Is music your life? Make it your career at the Los Angeles Recording School. Learn to produce your own songs, scores, soundtracks, and more. Master the same gear the pros use with hands-on training in our dub stages, Icon Studio, and the historic Ivar Theater. Our grads have worked with musical icons, including Bruno Mars, Katy Perry, Usher, and Beyonce. Be heard. It starts here at larecordingschool.com.
Revolutionaries Network with your host, Justin Sampson. RadicalRevolutionaries.com. RadicalRevolutionaries.com.
You're listening to Radical Revolutionaries Podcast with your hosts, Justin Sampson, Carlos Becerra, and Luis Zuniga.
Alright, what's up, everybody? The echo's still going. Justin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Alright,
you.
what's up, everybody? This is producer Louis. Welcome to the Radical Revolutionaries Network. RadicalRevolutionaries.com is a place to be. This show is brought to you by Action Book, where people organize, and our national partner is People's Tribune. I got my host, our host, the people's host, Justin Sampson. What's up, brother?
How you doing, man? How's everyone doing? Once again, thank you, People's Tribune. Check them out at peoplestribune.org. And like producer Louis said, RadicalRevolutionaries.com is a place to be
You're
to
gaffing right
be
now.
a member.
You're gaffing.
What am I pulling a Joe Biden? No, not just kidding. No, but okay. All seriousness, no. RadicalRevolutionaries.com is the place to be. To sign up to be a member. Check that out. And you can help the show. You can also help the show by liking and subscribing to our various social media platforms. We are closing in on 1,000 likes on our Facebook page. We're up to around 750. So let's get to about 1,000. Let's get to 1,000 by the end of this month.
Our goal is to
I
get
think that's a pretty good
2,000. Our
goal.
goal is to get 2,000. Let's be
Yeah.
straight up with everybody. Our goal is to get to.
Our goal is to
Yes.
2,000.
Yes.
Let's get that. I think we can definitely get that by the end of September. What do you think?
Hey, it's gonna depend on the people and the movement that we create ultimately. But become a member on Patreon, patreon.com/our podcast. It's up there on the screen already. So, check us out. It's gonna be on the links on all our videos. So let's get to it. Let's get to the show, bro.
Yeah, let's do it. Everything's been everything's been a blur over the past week or so, but yeah, let's get to it. So this just broke Thursday morning. This man over here, Steve Bannon, used to serve as one of Trump's aides in the White House. Very prominent, I believe he was on Breitbart News, which is one of those far right.
He was a strategist, pretty much.
Yeah. But his thing was Breitbart. He was promoting things like the birtherism with Obama, a lot of like right wing conspiracy theories. It's amazing. So one of the things he got involved with, he got ousted actually in 2017, as a lot of Trump's aides have been gotten rid of. Trump goes through his aides kind of like how little kids go through toys, right? It's like, oh, I don't like you anymore, so I'm gonna throw you away. Next.
Thank you. Next.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
It was. I mean, I think that the roulette of advisors and people in administration. It's crazy how they come and go.
Yeah, exactly. And this guy here, he was so inspired by Trump, even though he got ousted. He started an organization called We Build the Wall. And that organization, along with Bannon and a couple other people, just got busted. So let's look at CNBC did a report on this, just came out. Oh, by the way, you listen to the reaction of people when it's announced that they just got busted and got indicted. One of the hosts kind of had this like funny expression. Let's see if you can spot it. It's pretty
All
funny.
right, let's check it out.
Steve Bannon has been arrested and indicted by the Manhattan U.S. Attorney, federal prosecutors in Manhattan. For more on that, we'll get to our Eamon Javers. Hey, Eamon.
Yeah, Carl, this news just coming out from the Southern District of New York saying that Steve Bannon and 3 other men have been arrested and indicted charged in relation to their role in a nonprofit organization called We Build the Wall. It's a crowdfunding organization that the SDNY says has raised about $25 million for wall-related funding. What the indictment here is alleging is that Bannon and these others were skimming some of the proceeds from that fundraising for themselves, even though they had suggested publicly that this was a volunteer organization and they were not taking salaries. The indictment document here says that Bannon publicly stated, "We are a volunteer organization." Those representations, the government says, were false. They also say that Steve Bannon, through a nonprofit organization under his control, Nonprofit One, as it's referred to here in the document, received over $1 million from We Build the Wall, at least some of which, they say, Bannon used to cover hundreds of thousands of dollars in his own personal expenses. So, Carl, dramatic development here for a former high-ranking White House counselor. We'll see if the White House has any statement on this coming up this morning. Back over to you.
Wow. Carl, you can still donate. Your donations have a direct impact. Right now, you can go to the site. Maybe it's ill-advised.
Indeed, I'm looking over. Yeah, I'm looking over the DOJ release right now, guys. As alleged, they say the defendants defrauded hundreds of thousands of donors, capitalizing on their interest in funding a border wall to raise millions of dollars under the false pretense that all of that money would be spent on construction.
Wow. How about innocent until proven guilty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will see. Obviously, the timing of it, Jim, given Biden's going to literally accept the nomination tonight, but it's from DOJ. So we'll have to see whether or not they give more clarity on it and the degree to which the White House will respond.
It's shocking. We've all come to know Mr. Bannon coming on CNBC, and this is we can't even speculate. This is, wow. I got to read the indictment. I mean, that's serious stuff. Obviously.
Okay, we gotta read it. We gotta read the indictment. We don't know yet. We don't know. It was funny. I mean, the whole reaction to him. I'm pretty sure that guy knows Steve Bannon. But to me, what I got from it was that the people who were volunteering were getting fucked over. You go to volunteer and you
give money to this guy,
and then you have people who are working, who are door knocking, canvassing, creating content for free, while these people who are the heads of this organization that probably created it, or at least have lawyers who created it, getting ripping people off. So it's crazy.
Exactly. And the thing that's amazing is the fact that We Build the Wall, which is absurd in of itself, right? It's like they literally are trying to raise money to build a wall. Like, do they know the billions of dollars it would cost to actually build this wall? Maybe they don't. And secondly, actually, is the fact that Steve Bannon and his friends feel the need to say, hey, you know what? We're going to build the wall. Meanwhile, we're going to skim millions of dollars off the top. That way we can do all the, we can pay off our personal expenses. I don't know what they did with the money, as the video mentioned. All that was mentioned is they paid off personal expenses. So who knows, right? Maybe they used it to go on trips. Maybe they used it for their entertainment. I don't know. But what I found amazing is the fact that these people claim to do this in the name of like having the moral high ground, right? We want to build the wall because we want to keep them nasty immigrants out. Meanwhile,
Rip people off,
yeah,
bro. That's we
yeah, they're
call it what you want to call it. They rip people off on their bigotry and the agenda to be xenophobic, and what happened with the wall?
yeah, exactly.
Nothing.
And that's the part that's even more funny, right? It's like they're
Mhm.
promising, oh, we're gonna build the wall, we'll build the wall, we'll build the wall. Then what
Mhm.
happens? They raise $25 million, and then uh, they skip money off the top. Why? So they could stay rich. Now, the funny part about this is that Trump was asked about this not too long ago, and he tried to distance himself from Steve Bannon, saying that, oh, well, it's basically, what they did was showboating and it was inappropriate. Even Trump's press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, I believe I said it
Yeah, you
right this
got it.
time,
You're
right?
getting there, bro. You're getting there.
Yeah. Even said that the wall is actually a government program, not something that shouldn't be done
Mhm.
privately. Now, according to this one article by Politico, though, the odd part about it is that Trump literally gave his blessing to Steve Bannon and friends to actually build the wall. I think he contributed some money too, as well, along with Chris Kobach, who you know
I
Chris
know
Kobach
he's
is,
in
right?
Kansas.
Ran in Kansas,
Yes.
uber racist. He actually lost,
Yeah, I know he
actually.
did. I'm surprised. But he
He lost
was
for
a senator, no? Was he a senator
no, he was former
or
governor, I think,
yeah?
right? Or lieutenant
I don't
governor.
know, but
Or lieutenant governor. But yeah, he lost,
it's good.
which is
Mhm.
amazing. So one less racist dude in
For sure.
Washington. But the part that's amazing is that these guys gave these people like Bannon and friends their blessing.
Mhm.
And now that they got busted, it's, oh, well, we're not involved with those guys. They did that on their own. Come on, man. Like, we know what you
But
did.
they
We
also
know
got
you
ripped
gave your
off because
bless.
if they're donating to this organization, supposedly, then that means that they got ripped off, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, here's the thing, though. Like, if Trump gave money to this organization, I'm not going to feel the least bit sad that, he got that happened to him. Yeah, it's bad, and I
Mhm.
get it. But the fact that he gave money, knowing the fact that this wall wouldn't necessarily be achieved through these types of means, first of all, it shouldn't exist at all, anyways. Like, who I don't know who came up with the idea. The literal wall would stop immigration. Well, from Latin America, I don't know anyone.
It's been a record for
Also,
a long time actually that you know the border was gonna be there to protect people from coming in, and that turns out to not be true, and also it turns out to be kind of racist and xenophobic to
yes,
do that.
absolutely.
So
And now Steve Bannon pleaded not guilty to fraud in the indictment to fraud. Just as a side note, the indictment charges that Bannon, along with three other individuals, skimmed off the top about $1 million
mhm.
to to use it to pay off their personal expenses. I don't know what, dude. if you got $1 million, what kind of personal expenses would you need where you're spending hundreds of thousands of
Oh
dollars?
man, on plants.
Private jets,
No,
maybe, or I
I'll
don't
be
know.
buying. Well, first I would buy like my sustainable eco village for sure. Start doing my sustainable housing alternatives, like Earthships or Cal Earth or Arco Santi. Start growing my own food. You know, start doing housing for all my friends and family, and then still have some money on the top. Still have some money,
Yeah,
you know. Buy
exactly.
buy like 40
Meanwhile, like,
acres, and then still have like a lot of money, like hundreds of thousands, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars still, you know,
I was
saved.
gonna say, I wonder what he would need where he'd have
Yeah.
to like have spend hundreds of thousands of dollars
Yeah.
on his personal expenses. But you
But
know what?
they're not humble
We're
like
gonna
that. They're not
follow.
humble like that. They
Yeah,
buy lavish things that they don't need. I remember
exactly.
who was this? Who was it? They didn't someone Steve Mnuchin, didn't he buy like a carpet or something that was like super expensive?
Yeah, I think so.
So
Yeah,
like like things that you don't need, you want to buy them because they're bougie, pricey, whatever, right? So
yeah,
they probably use it for
absolutely.
that.
So we'll follow this. Yeah, we'll follow this story as it goes. He did plead not guilty, so we're gonna
Hmm.
follow the story. This is a really interesting story because some people online are now saying, well, be prepared. Maybe Trump might pardon Steve Bannon.
Oh
Who knows, right?
shit!
Kind of like what he did to what's that guy's name? The guy that
The penguin.
oh, Michael Flynn. There you go, Michael Flynn. I
Oh,
think
I thought the penguin.
what he did. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who's the penguin?
Or
Roger
him too, right?
Stone.
Ro-
Roger
yeah.
Stone. I
Yeah.
call him the penguin. Doesn't he look
Well,
like the penguin?
I guess so. Must be the nose or something, right?
No, it's a character mostly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But you said the penguin, so I'm like, oh, I wonder how he got that
He
name.
dresses kind of like
Maybe it came
penguinish
from.
for sure.
Okay, cool. Well, we're gonna follow the story. Hopefully, who knows what's gonna happen, right? Trump's trying to distance himself from what's going on. Obviously, he has to because he's running in re-election campaign, and you know, Trump's not doing very well when it comes to his favorability ratings. But we'll see what happens. We'll follow it, like I said, and then we'll get back to you guys. So let's get
The
to
next one.
the next
Yes.
story. AOC. Hey, have you been watching the DNC? I know it concluded
No,
on Thursday. It concluded Thursday night. You haven't been watching it,
no, I
man.
didn't.
You didn't. You.
I lost my. No, I was working today, but I haven't been watching it. I've been watching snippets of like the. I watched Bernie's like video, what he says, and I watched AOC's. But I really wanna. I don't even see John Kasich. I don't even want to see that one.
Wow. Yeah, that was pretty sad,
I know.
unfortunately.
Then I also
So
noticed that
John
they were
Kasich,
like going against their fossil fuel, like what's it called? They were pretty much.
they basically
Go ahead.
they were basically what you're mentioning was that on Tuesday we discovered that they dropped from the platform a plank that said that the Democratic Party would support stop putting an end to subsidies and tax breaks to oil
Mm.
companies, and they claimed that it was a mistake, that it shouldn't have been in the platform. I don't know who said the mistake was from, and they removed it. Now, the funny part is that the Democratic nominee, of who's now the official nominee, Joe Biden, actually does support stopping oil subsidies and tax breaks, even though he also does not support a ban on fracking. Kamala Harris also supports it as well. So it's kind of amazing that the Democratic Party is providing this type of wiggle room to allow people like Biden so they can the DNC can start kissing up to oil companies.
Yeah.
Come on, man. They want to claim that they have the inside track, that they know
Mm-hmm.
that climate change is a real existential threat to our history, our future, and our planet. But they're okay kissing butts to the fossil fuel companies. Now, we talk about this because AOC kind of has been the center of what's been going on. So for those who don't know, AOC was originally only given 60 seconds to speak at the DNC to nominate Bernie
I think she
Sanders.
went over.
Now, yeah, 90 seconds, right? 90
I'm like,
seconds.
I think she went over.
They gave her. I think they gave her an extra 30 seconds. Now, the thing was, while she got her 90 seconds, John Kasich literally spoke. I believe he spoke for like 10 minutes or something like that. A whole lot more than 90 seconds, that's for sure. But that's the part that's sad. Oh, and by the way, you should check out our Facebook page because I share a lot of news there. But John Kasich actually attacked AOC, for lack of a better term, calling her not a real Democrat, among other things. Now,
well, he's not a Democrat
just to remind
at
everyone.
all. So what is he saying?
Yeah, he's a Republican.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the part that I find really funny. This guy's a Republican. Not only is he a Republican, he's opposed reproductive freedom for women. He has opposed efforts for people to go to unionize and to organize at the workplace. He's a climate denier and he's racist. And this guy feels the need to say that AOC isn't a Democrat or a real Democrat. Shame on you, dude. You're not even a Democrat yourself. You're a right winger. Yeah. And the only reason why now you support Biden is because, hey, it's so embarrassing to get caught supporting Trump.
So now they don't invite any Greens in there.
I don't know. Who knows?
But I mean, it's very obvious that they don't want they don't want progressive, I guess, quote unquote progressive people who are gonna be going against their interests because, they're having junk. Because what they're saying is pretty much saying that the Democratic Party is moving to the right, courting Republicans, with an effort to just defeat Trump.
Yeah, and the thing that's what's going on, right, is the Democrats are failing to see they need young voters to come out and vote. It's not the fact that suburban voters are going to get you over the top, because Chuck Schumer famously said in 2016 that for every blue-collar Democrat that we lose, for every blue-collar Democrat that we lose, we will pick up 2 or 3 moderate Republicans in the suburbs of Philadelphia, and you can repeat that in Ohio and Michigan. Well, how'd that work out? Those same moderate Republicans that you're trying to court ended up voting for Trump anyways. So it's a losing proposition to say, hey, we're going to appeal to the right as the lefty party.
They could really could have done both. They could have been, hey, we support. Obviously, we can court people who are against Trump, and there's no problem against that. But you can also say, hey, we can do all of it. We can court progressives. We can court we can court Greens. We can court libertarians if they're really if they're aligned with our values.
Yeah,
exactly. But the thing is that the Democratic Party is very iffy on their values. They don't know what they want.
Here's one thing I did. I was talking to someone. This person kind of inspired me to run for office This was kind of in the middle of 2017. Actually, this was in 2016. While I was really deeply considering whether I was going to run in 2018. I spoke to someone, and this person kind of really enlightened me, and really kind of shined the light on what I thought about the Democrats. Now, what he said was, when you ask young Republicans what they believe in, they'll tell you right off the bat what they believe. They believe in guns, God, and was it gun, God, and like family or something like that. And then they want lower taxes cut. They want tax cuts for the rich. They can go recite their platform, and they can tell you what they believe. Ask young people who are Democrats what they believe. They don't even know what they believe.
No,
in fact, they'll turn to
spectrum.
you.
I think that it's a spectrum. The thing is that in a society where there's a lot of ideas, you can put all of these ideas into two tiers. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's why that's why you've been advocating for multiple parties.
Yeah.
That way people have different choices and different ideas where, people can have not only these choices, but they could say, hey, which party matches with my ideas, kind of.
And these ideas are gonna make society better ultimately. You're trying to look at the same rhetoric as we saw in 2016. Don't vote for this person because this person's bad. You got Trump and you got Joe Biden doing the same thing to each other. Same thing with Hillary. Did the same thing with each other. They don't know what they stand for. Obviously, Republicans stand for a little bit more because they know that their base is very anti-immigrant. They're super pro-military, pro-war, big business, big business,
they
small
don't care.
business. Supporters, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, and then they think, hey, you know what? Hey, we support business at the expense of screwing over everyday Americans.
No, they don't.
And it's like
working class people. They don't see it that. I don't think that they see it that way, because they're working class people. So, in a way, a lot of people who support them are small business owners. Small business owners who are barely getting by, especially in conservative places. So they're trying to keep their business afloat. Why? How? By making sure that they get paid, their employers get paid less. They have less regulations. So that means that less expenditures, right? On whatever. Let's say COVID protection right now. If they had less regulations on COVID protections, they wouldn't afford, they would not have to buy PPE for the employees, not have to go through the regulations and orientation and all that stuff. So they, obviously, if some people can't afford it and you're barely trying to get by, you won't have that money to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Now we bring this up because AOC spoke at the DNC on Tuesday night to nominate Bernie Sanders, and we're gonna play that speech for you. This is the full speech because she only got 90 seconds in comparison to everyone else. Like
it's around our 2-minute window that we use for videos.
Yeah. What do you call this? John Kasich got time. Meg Whitman. There were a bunch of other Republicans. Colin Powell actually spoke on Wednesday night. And mind you, Colin Powell was the same man that lied to the American people about weapons of mass destruction.
He's a war criminal, right?
In Iraq.
He's a war criminal, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, we're still looking for those weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
Was Condoleezza Rice there too?
No.
Oh. That was
well. So let's hear what AOC had to say, because I thought she was absolutely brilliant with the 90 seconds she got.
Let's go, guys. Let's get it.
Good evening, bienvenidos, and thank you to everyone here today endeavoring towards a better, more just future for our country and our world. Yes. In fidelity and gratitude to a mass people's movement working to establish 21st century social, economic, and human rights including guaranteed health care, higher education,
Yes.
living wages, and labor rights for all people in the United States. A movement striving to recognize and repair the wounds of racial injustice, colonization, misogyny, and homophobia, and to propose and build reimagined systems of immigration and foreign policy that turn away from the violence and xenophobia of our past. A movement that realizes the unsustainable brutality of an economy that rewards explosive inequalities of wealth for the few at the expense of long-term stability for the many, and who organized a historic grassroots campaign to reclaim our democracy. In a time when millions of people in the United States are looking for deep, systemic solutions to our crises of mass evictions, unemployment, and lack of health care, en el espíritu del pueblo, and out of a love for all people, I hereby second the nomination of Senator Bernard Sanders of Vermont for President of the United States of America.
Damn, that was el espíritu del pueblo all damn day.
Yeah, wow.
You know what that means, right?
That
Espíritu del pueblo.
Something
Spirit
about
of the people, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or the spirit of the people.
Something, yeah.
Mass movement.
So yeah.
Love for the people, like whatever the people are looking for, whatever the popular demand for change in this country. That's what she's saying, and it's you know, it's really sad to see her getting fucked over by her political party, I guess, if you want to call it that. But she's very popular. She is very, very. She has a lot of clout. A lot of people know her, and she pressures people ultimately. You know.
Absolutely, and she might be our very first progressive president, maybe down the road. She'll be old enough to run in 2024.
Justice Democrat, Justice Democrat, or a Green Party.
Yeah, maybe she'll run. Yeah, she'll probably run as a Justice Democrat for sure. You know, so yeah. So, but here's the thing. So, when AOC gave that speech, corporate media went absolutely crazy.
How? How they went? How?
Yeah, they went crazy, dude. So, yeah. So we got some headlines for you guys, just so you could see for your own with your own eyes what people were saying. There's, I believe we have them all rotating. So the New York Post, for instance, had their headline that said, AOC nominates Bernie, snubs Joe Biden. There's one by this right-wing political blog called The Political Insider that said, AOC ignores Joe Biden. And then, actually, it turns out, according to, we have another one from the Vanity Fair, if you read that article, it turns out that NBC actually attempted to infuriate people by creating this manufactured crisis about, oh, AOC didn't mention Joe Biden's name. She endorsed Bernie Sanders. What's going on? She's backstabbing Joe Biden. Like, it really it was a way.
Give people the context of how this convention works.
Exactly.
Because if people don't know, now you know, because the convention works that way. That's how the that's how the Democratic Party is, y'all.
So this is how it works, right? So Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders both met the threshold to be nominated, to face nomination. Now, each candidate got 2 people to speak on his behalf. Bernie got a United Auto Worker, a union member in AOC, to speak on his behalf. And then for Joe Biden, it was Senator Chris Coons and then another individual. The name escapes me, but they also spoke also on behalf of Joe Biden. But the manufactured consent was that why did AOC not endorse Joe? Why did she not nominate Joe Biden? Like there's something wrong with her. She must secretly want Trump. But actually, this is how the convention works. AOC was asked by Bernie and his camp, and his people, to throw his name into nomination, and that's just how the process works. Now, unfortunately, people like NBC and others, they abused this entire thing and basically made up this manufactured crisis so that he can get clicks, right? It's like, AOC snubs Joe Biden? How dare she?
Yeah. But they don't know. That's what I'm saying. That the media is doing it because the people don't know how the rules work.
Yeah. And they want clicks. Now, to be fair to NBC, they actually did delete that. They deleted the tweet where they were basically saying, "What's wrong with AOC?" And they basically said, "Oh well, we didn't know what the process was like,
they didn't know.
That's our fault."
They didn't
know. They didn't know. Exactly.
I know how the thing works now. Obviously, I didn't know back in. I mean, they did it with Obama too. Every year there's a convention, but I didn't know. I truly didn't know until 2016 how it works. Everybody has a delegate. Those party members, they go to the convention, and they all vote in unison, right? All of the delegate votes for whatever counties or district counties, they all get together and they vote.
And they vote in based on, who voted them in, right? So if they're a Bernie delegate, they're pledged to Bernie Sanders. If they're a Biden delegate, they're pledged to Biden. And that's why a lot of people were kind of angry, like, why are people... I even saw on people on Facebook saying, why are people voting for Bernie? Do they secretly want Trump to win? Like what? Like, actually, I will never forget this. I saw this with Ro Khanna. Ro Khanna actually announced that he was not going to vote for the Democratic Party platform because it didn't have Medicare for all, and he voted for Bernie Sanders on his ballot. And everyone on that page went absolutely crazy because it was, oh, so you secretly want Trump. Oh, so you can't be a Democrat because you're not voting for Joe Biden to be the nominee. But the truth of the matter is, he is a delegate for Bernie. He was a super delegate, but people pledged to vote for Bernie, so they kept their promise to the voters who voted for them. Now, another reason why actually these people were going crazy and reacting this way was because Fox News and the Political Insider and other right-winger sites, they did this to try to pick fights so that corporate Democrats and progressives would fight each other. It's like, don't fall for this, guys. Like, not only is it crazy and wrong,
part of the rules.
It's just stupid.
It's part of the rules.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I fucking know that. That's what I'm saying. The thing is, I think why the party, maybe people don't like it, but what it is like the general people vote however they want, right? Let's say that there's a populist Democrat that's racist, right? But the majority of people like him, like regular folks, people that are not party affiliated, right? They vote for somebody. Let's say like Joe Biden. He has a shitty record, right? But Democratic Party members know. So what those members are like, no, we don't want Joe Biden. We want another candidate. Let's say Bernie Sanders, whoever.
Yeah. Well, the way it works actually is that people amount delegates based on the popular vote, and they pledge to vote for a candidate. Obviously, they could switch at the convention. So most of the Warren people the Buttigieg people and the Klobuchar, they all voted for Biden. Now, they were pledged to other candidates, right? But they all voted for Biden anyways. So the thing is, based on the vote, Bernie supporters basically voted as the constituents voted for them in the primary, right? So that's just how it goes. And the fact that there was a lot of misinformation going around by corporate media shows that we need progressive independent media more than ever. So please sign up, radicalrevolutionaries.com. Sign up and be a member today. So, you know, Joe Biden did claim the nomination, and I'm going to be honest, I actually did not watch the DNC. I watched AOC's speech and a little bit of Bernie's, but I didn't watch anyone else. I didn't want to go see what John Kasich had to say. It didn't matter to me. Or what Meg Whitman, what Republican Meg Whitman, or
you didn't see Bernie's?
I thought Bernie's, but
on
like,
YouTube?
why would I see like, yeah, it's on YouTube, yeah, but why would I see like John Kasich's speech? Who cares about John Kasich? Now, so Joe Biden's now the nominee. Like I said, I did not watch. I actually spent tonight. Well, if you're watching this on Friday, we're actually pre-recording this the night before. So I actually watched the Laker game, and I'm pretty happy because the Lakers won finally.
Finally, yeah.
They won Game 2. The series is tied 1-1 with Portland. Let's see what happens in Game 3. So let's move on because we actually saw what happens when you have a fast mouth,
and a hot mic.
Yeah, it tends to not go very well.
For real.
So Tom Brenneman, who works for Fox, he is the play-by-play announcer for the Cincinnati Reds, and which is a Major League Baseball team, and he works for Fox, covering NFL football games. Now, he was on the hot mic, and he said some pretty vile and disgusting things. So we're going to play what he said, and there's a little apology attached to it. But I wanted to warn everyone that there is vile and insensitive and, quite frankly, disgusting language used. So just be warned. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that's in this video that we're about to play for you. So just be warned, and no way, shape, or form we agree with this guy. We absolutely oppose and reject the things he said to the nth degree, and we're playing it as we see it. We're not editing it out because we feel the need that it actually would be a disservice to our audience if we edited what he said, because that's what this is all about. It's about the homophobic things that he said. So, and we'll leave the apology intact so that you.
I don't know what he was talking about.
Reds Live, the pregame show presented by Ray St. Clair Roofing. Very, very sorry. I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again. I don't know if it's going to be for the Reds. I don't know if it's going to be for my bosses at Fox. I want to apologize for the people who signed my paycheck, for the Reds, for Fox Sports Ohio, for the people I work with, for anybody that I've offended here tonight. I can't begin to tell you how deeply sorry I am. That is not who I am, and never has been. And I'd like to think maybe I could have some people that could back that up. I am very, very sorry, and I beg for your forgiveness. Jim Day will take you the rest of the way home.
Damn, that was crazy.
Dude. So for those, I'm not gonna
I
say
was
the
just
word
waiting for the
because
hook to like, the like cartoons back in the day. They would have like these
yeah,
hooks that would pull you off of the stage or something.
yeah,
It was like a cane or something. I was just waiting for that to happen.
yeah.
Like shoot, like he's gone.
So I just want to let everyone know that Tom Brenneman has been suspended by the Cincinnati Reds,
Fox.
by Fox
Mm-hmm.
Sports, and yeah, I know that Fox came forward with a statement saying that they don't agree with the comments that Mr. Brenneman used, and we're showing this to you guys not so that we not just because we want to kind of show that this type of this is basically this type of language is symptomatic of the bias people have towards the LGBT
Mm-hmm.
community. Like, what do you have to say, Producer Louis? Because
I've
this is
seen videos of people, of trans people getting beat up. I've seen language towards people who are either LGBTQ, non-binary, who people who have different ideas of humanity and how we label each other, right? And how we are, our preferences, our sexual preferences, however that may be. Um, and to each their own. Let people live their lives. No one's questioning.
yeah.
And when you go into a professional setting, you gotta be respectful. You gotta know when. It's kind of like sucks for him, but it's good that we know. You know, is
But actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a really good point because okay, let's just say nothing really happened, right? But the fact that Mr. Brenneman can use this type of language,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say nothing happened.
No,
to
let's
him,
see. It
right?
wasn't even. Let's
But
say it wasn't even recording.
yeah, yeah, you're right. Let's say it wasn't even recording. The fact that he's able to use that language, and it's not there. He's not there to just watch the game. That's a job for him. So he's basically using that type of rhetoric and saying those things to people at work
Yeah.
or that work with
Mm-hmm.
him. So he's comfortable saying this in the workplace. There's this big thing about cancel culture, and canceling people and just say, oh, he needs to be hired and never, he needs to be fired and he can't work in broadcasting ever again. Okay, whatever,
That's an
whatever you
employee's
say.
decision. If they feel like they would want to hire somebody because they're problematic, that's on them.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. That's a
cancel
business.
culture only happens to people who fuck up ultimately, who say things they're not
Exactly.
supposed to,
Yeah.